Well, good evening. The old guy jamming here with my 6 favorite YouTubers of the year. It's pretty exciting. Um, and favorite pedals of the year. I thought I might do something on that later, but the OCD Germanium is worthwhile. I'm looking at it right now, and the Nuix Horseman. That thing's badass. It's cool for $79 or $69, whatever it is. I've been getting used to that for a couple weeks, and I can't make it sound bad. Like some of the other pedals, they have a sweet spot, and you get off that sweet spot, and they don't sound just quite right, or they don't sound as good. I can't make the thing sound bad. I push it into a dirty channel, it sounds great. I stack it with other pedals, sounds great. I play it light, sounds great. I crank up the gain, it sounds great. I push it into a clean, and it's very transparent, sounds great. And it's just $69, and it's replaced my Timmy overdrive on the board. And the Timmy is considered a boutique, high-end, transparent drive. So that should tell you a lot. But hey, it's almost done. We're almost done with 2019. So I thought I'd share with you my favorite YouTubers of 2019, and I'd like to hear what yours are, because man, what I'm finding out is that the internet is like space, immense and never ending. It just goes on forever. As much time as I've spent on YouTube looking at reviews over the last 3 or 4 years, and having suggestions come into my feed regarding guitars, guitar players, reviewers, you'd think you'd seen it all, but then every once in a while some new great artist or guy or girl comes into the picture, and I've never heard of you, and yet you're fabulous. So there's plenty of room for everybody on the internet. And I've been around a while. I used to be all over Chappers and Dawson's and McKnight, although McKnight's had some interesting personal stuff. Every once in a while, he almost has nervous breakdowns. I wish the guy well, but he's, I don't watch him anymore. Brett Kingman is another nice guy. Don't watch him much anymore, though. Chords of Orion guy. You gotta love that guy. Chords of Orion. He closes his eyes. He puts on that ethereal shimmered reverb and just starts to trip out on this great atmospheric music. It's a kick. I love the guy. And one of his best videos was called "They Don't Care About Your Music." If you're producing your own music, give that one a look-see. All right, by Chords of Orion. They don't care about your music. I sent that to my cousin, who's a contemporary soloist on guitar and does a bit of writing. He's produced and published 2 CDs to date, and I didn't mean it as for him to take it personally, but I think he kind of took it personally. Dude, they don't care about your music. But it was just an introspective view of why you're doing what you do. It was really good. So, Chords of Orion. All right, check it out. All right, so, top 6. Number 6, Jared Dines. Love Jared Dines, but lately he's got into a lot of personal stuff too. And lately I don't care for what he's doing, handing out the tabs. I gave people 3 notes on a tablature, and this is what they wrote. It's kind of interesting, but it's not anything about Jared Dines and what he's done for community and all that. It's very good. He's a legit guy. He's a player, touring musician, had toured, and he's done real well. I've enjoyed a lot of what he does. I think my favorite video from Jared is Types of Bends, and I'll put that in the description. It's great. And that's the kind of stuff he was doing that made him so good to me, made him so great. And yet he's gotten away from that sort of stuff lately. So he's down at the bottom of the list. Number 5, Daryl Braun guitar. Daryl, Canadian, don't you know? You can still hear some of that accent from up north. And a super nice guy, great collection, bit of a player, in a good way. I didn't mean that like a player. But the reason I like him is he brings a lot of new products to the forefront of the guitar world and does a real nice job with his videos and a real nice job explaining these new products, both low end and some really, really high end stuff, way out of my range. but it's still nice to see what's new and what's out there. The latest thing he did was a single coil pickup that was made of 2 3-pole single coil bobbins put end to end, which was kind of interesting. So Daryl, Braun guitar, DBG. All right, number 4, Ola Englund, because he's the only guy that can drop an F-bomb on the old tube, and it doesn't bother me at all. Love Ola, super humble guy, touring musician, legit player, makes his own guitars, and has kept it. Has kept his brand his brand. He isn't out making a bunch of Explorers or telecopies, etc., etc. He's got his line of guitars, and he's just improved on his line of guitars with stainless steel frets, Evertune bridges. He's made the brand even better. They're beautiful machines, and someday I hope to have that open grain blue, but I don't think he's producing it anymore, so I'm going to have to find one that drops in America on Reverb for a decent price, but we'll see. You never know. So Ola Englund, a very good guy. In the 3rd place, Shane from In the Blues. Love Shane primarily because he has never badmouthed anybody. He doesn't get into any of the YouTube drama. He just strictly stays with gear, does good job reviews, and I've learned to trust him on his reviews. I've picked up speakers he's recommended, bought the Marshall based on his recommendation, bought a PRS, and while I didn't flip over the PRS and eventually sold it, it was a beautiful instrument. It just didn't gel with me. But Shane, again, you can't ask for a sweeter, more humble guy than Shane from In the Blues. And he responds. He's interactive with his channel. If you're within the first 100 comments or so, he'll reply to you and answer questions, which I think is great. And then number 2, the Guitologist, Brad, the Guitologist. I like Brad in his Shitpost Friday, the SPF. Can I say that on YouTube? SPF, the Post Friday, the S Post Friday, comes out every week, which I really like. I can look forward to it. There's no surprises. And it's a nice expose of what's been going on in the guitar and music world. Sometimes a little political, and that's okay with me as well. Lately, and he's an amp repair guy, a restorative guy. He restores guitars, restores amps, and back in the day when I was a younger dude myself, I did a bit of amp repair on the side, so I kind of have an interest in that. I did amp repair component level, amp repair board level, amp repair. Back in the day when the PV65s were hot and the PV Bandits were hot, I was repairing a few of those. But repairing anything, Fenders, Marshalls, didn't matter. So I can relate to that. I'm interested in that sort of thing. But Brad delivers in a kind of a real deadpan fashion, news of the day, and he doesn't hold back any criticism. He calls a spade, and if something's stupid, he says it's stupid. If it's fluffy, he calls it fluffy, and if it's serious, he calls it serious. So Brad, the Guitologist, all right? And he fell into my channel the other day and said hello, and I thought that was really nice. I appreciated that. So he comes in at number 2, and this is the weird paradox we have here, because Brad, the Guitologist, kind of serious guy, is not in the number 2 spot. And then number 1, oh, wait, I got to tell you about Brad. Right now, the Guitologist is showing a video. He is live showing a video that rips Chappers, and every 5 minutes or so, every couple of minutes, he'll take a break and he'll give his side of it or give his opinion or talk about whether that's a good gripe to have, or sometimes substantiates what the critic said, etc., etc., etc. But that's going on right now. So Chappers is in the news again, this time in a big negative way, and some of the claims made are not surprising, but they don't paint a very good image for Mr. Rob Chapman, which we'll leave right there. But I'll put that in the description as well, the link to that. It's a good one. It's a good one. It's really good. And you'll find out the backstory on a lot of stuff regarding the old Chappers. And then number one, the first time I saw the first couple of times I saw this guy, I thought he must have some sort of mental disorder. But turns out he's a legit guy as well. Incredible musician, super talented, but just a complete nut. And that is Stevie T. Stevie Terraberry. And you should see his sister. Man, she is smoking hot. But Stevie, like I said, first couple times I saw him, thought, this dude's just a moron. But then I found out dude can shred. And then I saw something back a ways. Sorry about that. He made a song, and I'll put this link in the description. He made a song out of negative comments to his own channel, and it was phenomenal. And then another time, recently in the last few months, he had a video about she used what as a instrument? Something like that. And I'll put that video in the link as well, in the description. I'll put that link in the description. She used what as an instrument? And it was a bunch of clips of, esoteric artists using things like balloons or ping pong balls bouncing on cardboard boxes, or just really weird stuff that people are calling music. These very advanced, very intellectual people that they're calling music. And then he took clips from all that rubbish and he made a ripping metal tune out of it. And how somebody has that kind of talent blows me away, So Stevie, while I at first thought you were just a complete nutcase, you turned out to be my favorite YouTuber of 2019, because you're doing something that not many people can do, and it's going to free you up to continue, I think. While other people, it's hard to sustain an ongoing train of products in and out of your studio to keep reviewing, unless you're being sent stuff hand over fist. And even then, there's a limit to, I think, interest in that sort of YouTube channel. So I think Stevie's doing something that his whole shtick is something that I think will lend him a lot of longevity. All right, so that's it. Look for the links to some of those things in the description below. And have a great new year. I hope you all had a very Merry Christmas. You can see the lights are still up outside. And I've got some things planned as well. So stick around for some cool pedals and other stuff coming soon. Old Guy Jammin' is out. Have a good 2020.